Hi, my name's Rick Anderson. I'm the president and owner of Coaches Club Cannon, and we're a relatively new business, and we're really into the brand new and growing sport of black powder cannon shooting. And I want to mention, when I talk about black powder, smooth bore. When you have a smooth bore, that means whatever fits in the cannon, you can shoot out of it, which later on, as you see other videos and get your own, you'll know what that means. This particular cannon I'm going to show you is a unique caliber or size that I started. It's designed to shoot billiard balls. I had the golf ball cannon, wanted to shoot maybe a little bigger ball with a little more oomph to it, a little more boom. And next to our bowling ball mortar, this billiard ball cannon is a real thumper. This one really lets out a bang and can accelerate these balls and give you a tremendous amount of explosion, whether you're shooting a wad or you're shooting the ball or a can. Like our other cannons, billiard ball and golf ball cannons all start with a piece of 3.5 inch, which is a big chunk of steel, 1018 machined steel. That's all cut with CNC, modern equipment, so that our specifications are all very closely followed and are very, very precise. We also, if you can notice on this, these have trunnions. That's what holds the cannon to the carriage, and we use 1.25 inch rod for that, and that's TIG welded onto our cannon. The big thing with all of our cannons is that they cannot fail. We have tried to make them, but we want you to be totally secure when you're shooting a Coaches Club cannon, that the cannon itself won't fail like some homemade one. This particular cannon, again, is modeled after a Civil War or 19th century howitzer, like a mountain howitzer, very similar to that. And you can see with our line of 19th century and Civil War cannons, at the end is this ball. And that's so that the cannoneers can grab and manhandle the cannon around, and it's the design. If you see our other cannons don't have that, they're the more modern 20th century cannons. Again, made out of that 3.5 inch steel. You can also see that we place the fuse hole right here at the back to make it easy to put the fuse in. This is the breech end of the cannon. This is all the barrel, and the very front is the muzzle of the barrel. So again, you can see that this is designed to fit into this particular carriage, and we've made them very user-friendly so that you can adjust the height and the angle of your barrel very easily, and it can be loosened with just a turn of either the wrench or this little T-bolt. So if you want to change the angle, just a quarter turn, and you've anchored your angle of your barrel. Again, very user-friendly that way. I'm going to show you how to load this cannon, but as I do that, let's show what we're going to shoot. It's not just a billiard ball, and you can see clearly here that fits nice and easily down in here. There's a little bit of tolerance. But why I invented this is I found out that these 7.5 ounce, not the standard size 12 ounce cans, but 7.5 ounce Coke. Now Pepsi makes products in these. These kind of cans are wonderful to put in the cannon. You can see they're very, very close, and you can shoot either. The cans are tremendous fun, and you can see that the tolerance on those is nice and snug, and just like the cannon, whatever fits in here, you can shoot in the can, out of the cannon. So at any rate, those are the two kinds of basic projectiles or ammunition that we're shooting. When we shoot our black powder cannons, we use a cannon grade or cannon granuled black powder. These cannons can withstand finer grains like FFG and FFG. For those of you who have shot black powder cannons before, if you get a little finer powder, you get a little more oomph. These also fire just fine. Here's an example of a substitute black powder. There's several kinds. What you do to make sure, though, is that it's muzzle loading propellant. The black powder isn't quite as available, although it is easy to find just by some stores have it. Otherwise, you can go right on the web. You can even link up with Black Powder Inc. That's who we get our powder from. I'd like to mention again that even though we have a lot of variety of angle with the ball on there, we can't go quite vertical, but for all the clients who love this design, that doesn't seem to make much difference. So let's load our cannon. Like on all black powder cannons, one reason I got into this is the simplicity. I'm not a real tech guy. And really the process is this: put the powder in, put the fuse in, put your projectile in. So using 2 ounces is kind of a maximum load. I have marked on this little medical bottle. You can preload these or measure while you're out shooting. This has 2 ounces worth of cannon powder. These type 18-inch billiard ball cannons will take 2 ounces of black powder. And all you have to do is go ahead, dump that in. You're going to have to tip this up a little, make sure it's seated in there, and goes into the powder chamber. And again, the powder chamber sits right inside the breech, right in here. Once we've put in our powder, all we need to do is take our fuse, put the fuse in until you feel it kind of bump up against the powder. It doesn't need to go all the way through. And now your fuse is in. And then very simply, once you put your fuse in, and remember to keep your hands and head away from the end of the barrel at all time. That's pretty obvious, but we're going to say it anyway. And you just let your ball roll on in there. If you want to, and then of course, then we light the fuse, and we like a 25-foot safety margin. Your confidence as you shoot these will get better when you know that that cannon shoots, it's going to be safe. To be able to make a little tighter tolerance with the billiard ball, just a little sheet of aluminum wrapped around there will give you a little more bang, a little more distance, and that can be then pressed in and pushed in with just this little ramrod that I have here. To clean these cannons, again, are very simple, whereas on our golf ball cannons we use a bottle brush. This is really a toilet brush, and that fits right in down there, and really you should be doing it in between shots, but that's a nice tight fit, and just going up and down in there a few times and the powder will come on out. And actually you can make up a PVC thing that'll go in and clean out your powder chamber real well also. So again, those are easily attained, and that keeps your ball, your barrel clean and keeps excess powder out. Again, I did want to mention that our finish on this is a brushed metal, and you do need to keep light oil on this to keep it from rusting, and that's pretty much like treating your guns like you do any other. So anyway, I wanted to show you this. This is one of our most exciting cannons. This is a real cannon, and you're going to get a tremendous amount of fun out of this. So join the Coaches Club Cannon team. Join this great sport of shooting black powder cannons. Light the fuse, feel the powder, join the team.